Welcome to the Mountain Path, the world of finance. In today's discussions, we will discuss about estimation of forward and futures price using the cost of carry model. So we will calculate both the forward and futures price in the same model. So what is exactly a forward price? A forward price or futures price is nothing but the spot price adjusted for cost and benefit. The cost of carry is nothing but the relation between the futures price and the spot price that can be summarized in terms of cost of carry. So this model have and few assumptions. Is a no arbitrage principle, no transaction cost. The risk-free rate of interest is for the both, so the same for borrowing and lending. No restriction on short sales, and market participants are subject to the same taxes. The idea behind this model, the forward price or futures price, nothing but spot price plus cost of carry. When we say cost of carry, we have interest cost or the opportunity cost. We have storage cost for the commodities. We have the income. Income can come in the form of a dividend or a coupon, yield, or a convenience yield. So interest can be always considered as a risk-free rate of interest. We use by convention the risk-free as a continuous compounding basis. Why we use risk-free? To ensure risk neutrality. The storage cost can be in the form of a dollar value. It can be paid at the beginning or during the course of the contract or at the end of the contract. And storage can also be given in terms of a percentage or a proportion. Similarly, income can be in the form of a dividend for a stock. Income can be in the form of a coupon for a bond. Income or yield, it can be a percentage for an investment asset. And also we will see convenience yield, and especially for consumption based commodities. Let's quickly go into the basic model of calculating a forward or futures price when there is no known income or dividend and or there is no storage. So here we just know only the current price or the spot price of the asset and the risk-free rate in continuous compounding and the time to expiry. So we just calculate with an illustration. The spot price of wheat per kilo is a $3.6. The 3 months interest rate on a continuous compounding basis is given as 8% per annum. If you want to calculate 3 months forward price of wheat, is nothing but the futures price, or is the simple calculation nothing but spot price into exponential into risk free into time. So since we use continuous compounding, we use exponential into R into T. Let's go into the next model, and where we have storage. Again, the storage can be in the form of a dollar value or it can be in the form of percentage. So when the storage is given in the form of a dollar value, the storage can be given, and how it is paid? It is paid during the course of the contract or at the beginning of the contract or at the end of the contract. So the formula for calculating the forward or the futures price is spot price plus the present value of storage into exponential into and risk free into time. So let's take an example for it. Estimate the 95-day futures price of crude oil with the spot price of crude oil per barrel given as $75, assuming a risk free rate of 6% on a continuous compounding basis, with storage cost to be paid at the end of the contract $2 per barrel, with the lot size of the futures contract as 100 barrels. Let's quickly go into the given is spot price is 75. The risk free is given as 6% on a continuous compounding basis. The lot size is 100 barrel, and the contract specification is 95 day. 95 is always expressed as 95 divided by 365. So whenever using time, either we use d divided by 365 for the time, or we have to use n divided by 12, and for that if it is given as number of months. The storage is given as $2 per barrel and to be paid at the end of the contract. So the total value of the spot price of the contract is 75 into $100, 7,500. For the first step, we will find out the present value of the storage cost. That is nothing but, and 2 into 100, 200 is the storage cost to be paid at the end. So 200 discounted backwards by 200 exponential minus R into the 95 divided by 365 at the time. So we got 196.90. The next step is to calculate adjusted spot price, which is nothing but and the present spot price plus the present value of the storage cost. Here we need to add the and storage cost, and to calculate this adjusted spot price, calculate the spot price plus the present value of the storage cost. So that's very important. So here you simply add it, the cost has to be added and the income has to be subtracted. So the 95-day futures price nothing but, and the adjusted spot price, which is nothing but the current spot price plus the storage cost, present value of the storage cost, which is nothing but the adjusted spot price into exponential RT. So for calculating per barrel futures price is nothing but the futures price divided by the lot size, which is 100. Let's take one more example here. Estimate the 3 month futures price of pepper with the spot price of pepper at 1000 rupees per kilo and a lot of 100 kilograms. Storage cost is 5 per kilo, payable in advance every month, and a risk-free rate of 6% per annum on a continuous compounding basis. Let's quickly summarize the problem here. Spot price is 1000 rupees per kilo and the lot size is 100 kilos per lot for the futures contract. The spot value is nothing but 1000 into 100 rupees, 100 kilos, and the risk free is given as 6%, and expiry of the contract is 3 divided by 12 for 3 months, and the storage cost is 5 rupees and payable per kilo and payable in every month in advance. Since we are dealing with 3 months, so what is the storage cost? The storage cost is 5 into 100 kilos is 500, which is payable every month in advance. Since it is a 3 months con, so let us make the period. So the first 500 rupees is paid at the beginning of the contract. The next cost is paid at the end of the first month, and the third storage cost is paid at the end of the second month. So the storage cost being equal, but the payment of the storage is in different time zones. So we will calculate the present value of the storage cost. For the first 500 rupees, it is paid at the beginning, so the discounting is 500. For the second one, 500 is discounted backwards by 2 months, that is 2 by 12. And for the third storage cost, which is discounted backwards by and 3 months. So if you add all the storage costs and the present value of all the storage costs paid at the 0, 1 and 2 months, we'll get the 1492.53. Now, how do you calculate the adjusted spot price? Again, adjusted spot price is nothing but the storage, that spot value is 100,000 and added with that and the present value of the storage cost, which is nothing but 1492.53. So now the third step is to calculate and the 3 month futures price, which is nothing but adjusted spot price into exponential the risk free rate into the time of the contract, nothing but 3 by 12. So divided by 100, it will give you the futures price per kilo for the 3 months, which is nothing but 1030.26. So the idea behind is and spot price plus present value of storage cost into exponential RT. The same thing when the storage is given in proportion or a percentage. And how do you deal with this? The forward price is equal to spot price plus exponential and R plus U into T, where R is the risk-free rate of interest, U is a proportional storage, and the T is the time of the contract. Let's take a quick example here. Estimate the 6 month futures price of gold with the spot price of gold per 10 gram quoting at 55,000 rupees. Lot size is 1 kilogram per contract. Assuming a storage cost at 3% and the risk-free rate is 6.5% on a continuous compounding basis. Let's quickly and summarize the problem. So the current spot price is 55,000 rupees per 10 grams of gold, and the lot size is of the contract is 1000 grams. So 1000 grams is nothing but 1 kilo. And now, so we are given per 10 grams price. So what is the spot price for actually 1000 grams or 1 kilo? Is just simply multiplied by 100. So 55,000 into and 100, that will give you per kilo and 55 lakhs or 500,000. Now the risk-free rate is 6.5% given on a continuous compounding basis, and the storage cost is given in proportion is 3%, and time to expiry is nothing but is 6 months, 6 divided by 12. So now so 6 month gold futures is very simple to calculate. Spot price, which is nothing but 500,000 multiplied by exponential and 6.5% plus 3% into the time, r plus u into time. So that will give you and 57 and 100,000, 67,554.11. If you divide it by the 100 grams, and you will get per 10 gram the price of a 6-month gold futures is 57,675.54. Okay, let's go into how do you deal with the income when you want to estimate the forward and the futures price. The income could be, again, it could be a dividend, it could be a coupon payment, and it could be a yield given as a percentage. It can also be a convenience yield. Okay, what is the formula? The formula for and calculating the forward price. So income has to be deducted. That's a general principle. So forward price F is equal to and spot price minus income and into exponential RT. Here the I is nothing but the income is the present value of the income when the income is given as in dollar terms, and R is a risk free on a continuous compounding, and T is a for time to expiration of the contract. Now, so let's estimate the 45-day futures price of a stock which is currently selling at 450 rupees per share with a dividend of rupees 100 per share to be issued at the end of 20 days. Assuming a risk-free rate of 6% per annum on a continuous compounding basis, so how do you estimate the 45-day futures? So the spot price is given as 450 and the risk-free rate of interest is 6%, and the expiry of the futures contract is 45 divided by 365, and so that is nothing but 0.12329, and now the dividend is rupees 10 and to be given after 20 days, so the dividend time is converted as 20 divided by 365. The step 1, calculate the present value of the known dividend, that is nothing but 10 is discounted backwards by 10, that is backward by 20 days. So we simply calculate and 10 into exponential minus R is 6% into the time. So whenever we discount using continuous compounding, we use exponential minus RT. Now, the second is to calculate adjusted spot price, which is nothing but spot price minus present value of dividend. So that means we calculated already the present value of dividend. 450 minus 9.96 will give you 440.303. Now the last step is to calculate what is the 45-day futures price, which is nothing but adjusted spot price into exponential R into T. So that's it. So we got the futures price of the stock is 443 rupees 0.3. Look at the current spot price is 450. Because of the dividend, the futures price is less than the spot price, and with these calculations. So we can call it as a backwardation here. Now, the next is we'll take one more illustration here. A stock is currently selling at 500 rupees. The following are the details of the stock and the dividends. It is estimated the dividend of rupees 10 is to be paid after 20 days. A second dividend is expected to be paid at the end, rupees 10 is to be paid at the end of 45 days. And the third dividend to be rupees 15 is to be paid at the end of 90 days. Assuming a risk-free rate of 6%, let me put, and on a continuous compounding basis, and estimate the following. Okay, that's so estimate the 95-day futures price, 60-day futures price, and the 30-day futures price. So let me just alter this one. The second dividend has to be paid rupees 12 and at the end of the 45 days. So what is given here? The current price is 500 and the first dividend is paid and at the end of the 10 days, and that is nothing but 10. The second dividend is paid after 45 days. The third dividend is paid and at the end of 90 days. So we have to estimate 3 futures which are also different time expiry. One is the 95-day futures, 60-day futures, and 90-day. So our approach is the same. Calculate the present value of the dividends. So let's calculate, since that the risk-free rate is given as continuous compounding basis, first calculate the time. The first is 20 divided by and the time of dividend. The time of dividend is actually, and the first dividend is paid and 20 days. So 20 divided by 365. Yeah. And the second is 45 divided by 365. Third is 90 divided by 365. Now if you discount the First dividend backwards by 20 days, 10 into exponential minus r into 20 divided by 365, which is 9.96. The second dividend of 12 is discounted backwards by 45 divided by 365. So again, and we have to calculate it. So that means this is nothing but the time, and the second is discounted backwards. Okay, and this is the thing. Now, the third is and 15 is discounted backwards by 90 days. So if you add all the dividends, present value of D1 plus D2, D3, so this is 36.65. Now, the next step is to estimate the futures price of a 95-day expiry, 60-day expiry, and 30-day expiry. So look at the three dividend periods and the expiry of the first one. All these three dividends comes within the expiry of 90 days, so and 95 days. So that means we have to include we can include the present value of all the D1, D2, D3 while actually calculating the adjusted spot price. Now let's calculate the expiry time also. 95 divided by 365, 60 divided by 365, and we also keep the 30 divided by the 365. We'll keep everything ready. For the first one, we add all the present value of all the D1, D2. The spot price is the same. So what is the adjusted spot price? Which is nothing but the spot price minus the present value of D1 plus D2 plus D3. So that will give you adjusted. Then futures price is nothing but adjusted spot price into exponential R into the expiry. Here the expiry is nothing but the futures expiry time. And similarly for the second 60-day expiry, so these two dividends D1 and D2 lies within the so that means within this period. So that means we have to incorporate and the first and the second dividend and only the present value of D1 plus D2 that must be included while calculating the adjusted spot price. So the adjusted spot price is 450 minus present value of dividend D1 plus present value of D2. So that will be subtracted. So that will give you the adjusted spot price. Then finally we can calculate that 60-day futures price, which is nothing but the adjusted spot price and into exponential RT. The third one, the future is expiring in 30 days. That means we can only include the first dividend, and that is a 20 days dividend. So calculate the present value of the D1, that is already calculated. So calculate the adjusted spot price 450 minus the present value of D1, and that will give you adjusted spot price. So you can calculate what is called the futures price for the 30 day. So what is the idea here is we have to see that and which are all the dividends falling within the expiry of the contract. Only those dividends we have to calculate present value of dividends, subtract from the spot price, which is the adjusted spot price, then calculate the futures price. Now let's take whenever you have the yield or the income given in proportion or a percentage. So how do you deal with that? So the forward price nothing but and spot price into exponential and R minus Y into T, where Y could be the income or the yield, or even it could be a convenience yield. So, and any income has to be subtracted since the income has been given in proportion and assumed to be in a continuous compounding basis. So we simply say spot price into exponential R minus Y into T. Let's take a simple example. Suppose the price of a spot price on asset is $100 and annual yield or income to be generated by the asset is 3% on a continuous compounding basis. Estimate the 100-day futures price of the asset, assuming a risk-free rate of 6% on a continuous compounding basis. The spot price is 100, the risk-free rate is 6%, and the time to expire is nothing but 100 divided by and 365, and yield is given as 3%. So 100-day future is nothing but and 100 into spot price into exponential R minus Y into T. So it's very simple to calculate whenever the yield or the income is given in terms of the and percentage. You can see spot price into X, that is R minus Y, and into the time is taken as this one. So we can easily calculate and the 100-day futures price whenever the income of the asset is given in proportion or a percentage. So we can treat convenience yield similar to any yield or income. Let's quickly discuss what is convenience yield. Convenience yield is a concept commonly used in the context of commodity forwards, especially and consumption based commodity forwards or futures. It is nothing but a non-monetary benefit or the advantage associated with owning the physical commodity and which such as which involves such as storage or accessibility and operational advantages. So the convenience yield is actually and a benefit that accrues to the holder of the physical commodity beyond the financial return of holding the commodity. And so let's quickly look into what is the convenience exactly. So when a short party holds the asset, and say for example the next 1 year the crude oil, so just by possessing the asset, in case there is a shortage of commodity during the period of the contract, the short party who holds the asset can take advantage and by selling and buying back the asset, or he can earn some income and which is called the convenience yield. So what could be the factors that are responsible for influencing the convenience yield? It could be physical demand and supply factors, it could be storage costs, it could be operating benefits, it could be seasonality and perishability, and it could be market conditions or speculative activities. See, how do you estimate the convenience yield? So here we can use the cost of carry model as well as the market price of the asset, the commodity, to estimate the convenience yield. Let's quickly go into what is the current price of the asset. Let's assume it is 1000. Let's say the risk-free rate is 6% on a continuous compounding basis. Let's assume the storage cost and 10 to be paid at the end of the contract. That's the expiry of the contract. Let's say it is a 0.5, that is nothing but 6 divided by 12. And let's calculate the present value of the storage cost, which is nothing but 10 into exponential minus 6% into 0.5. Now, calculate the adjusted spot price, which is nothing but the present value of the current spot price of the asset plus the present value of the storage cost. So the theoretical futures price is the forward price, which is nothing but the adjusted spot price into exponential R into T. Now, so if the actual futures price stated in the market by the market is 1035, so the formula to calculate and what is called the convenience yield in terms of percentage is a logarithm of and the theoretical futures price divided by the actual futures price divided by the time. Time is here again, either it could be d divided by 365 or and n divided by 2. So divide the time by this formula, so you'll get the 1.05%. 1.05. So this the next model, the last model, how do you estimate a currency forward or a currency futures using a cost of carry model instead of using a interest rate parity theory. So if you know the risk-free rate of interest of two currency pair or one currency pair is always represented as A slash B, or we can say that the base currency slash quoted currency, or we can say foreign currency slash home currency. So what is the formula? The formula is spot price into exponential the risk-free rate of the home currency minus the risk-free rate of the foreign currency into time. So the spot current FX rate can be obtained, and so that means A represents foreign currency or the base currency, B represents the home currency or the quoted currency, whereas RH represents the risk-free rate on the continuous compounding basis on the home currency, and RF represents the risk-free rate of interest on a foreign currency or the B currency. T is the time to expiry. So let's quickly take an example here. The spot rate is let's say US dollar INR. That means $1 is equal to 82 rupees 50 paisa. And the risk-free rate of interest in India 6.5% on a continuous compounding basis. Let's assume the risk-free rate in US is 3.25% on a continuous compounding basis. So how do you estimate a 9 months and forward currency rate, a 9 months a US dollar INR rate? So the 9-month forward exchange rate using cost of carry model is nothing but spot rate, which is 82.5, into exponential the home currency interest rate, that is 6.5%, minus the US risk-free rate 3.25% into, and the time is 9 divided by 12, that is 0.75. So we calculate, it will become 84.54 because the dollar shows an appreciation because obviously the interest rate differential. So this is the using a cost of carry model. So this ends the session Hope you and like this session. This gives a quick brief on estimation of forward and futures price using various cost of carry to estimate the spot price without using a base model without dividend or storage. We also examined how to estimate the forward price and using a storage in terms of dollar and the storage given during the course of the contract at the end of the contract. Also, we examine how to estimate the spot price when the storage is given as in proportion. Storage is a cost that needs to be added. So how do you treat the known income? Again, the income can be in the form of a dividend or a yield, and there is a dividend can be in the form of a dollar terms. So again, we need to calculate the present value of the dividend or the income, and we have to subtract from the spot price, and then we have to calculate exponential RT, that is nothing but the futures price. So if it is a yield or income is given as a percentage, so we have to incorporate along with the interest rate, we have to deduct it. So spot price into exponential R minus Y into T or R minus I into T. So we treat and how to calculate the convenience yield. Convenience yield is nothing but and logarithm of a log of a theoretical forward or futures price divided by and the actual market price divided by time. So we also calculated the currency forward using a cost of carry with the spot rate into exponential the home currency interest rate minus the foreign currency interest rate by the time. Instead of saying home currency interest rate, we can also say the quoted currency interest rate for the home currency and the base currency for the foreign currency. So this ends the session. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.